Good morning, sir.
Good morning. So, hi Datta, how are you?
I am fine, sir. What about you, sir?
I'm also good. So, how are you doing?
Nice, sir.
Okay.
Sir, my camera is not proper. Are you
Yes,
seeing the
yes.
blur?
Yes, you are visible. I can see you clearly.
Yes, sir. So
Yes.
I think I don't need to use the microphone.
Yes, but are you means my voice is getting clear to
Yes,
you
sir. Yes.
without
Yes,
my
sir.
okay, okay. So then start. Okay. So
Yes, sir.
Datta, we as the ultimate coders inviting you for your second round of mock interview. Okay. So let's
Thank you, sir.
begin. Yes. So Datta, can you just tell me about yourself?
First of all, good morning, sir. Myself, Datta Tapgale. I'm from Latur district of Maharashtra state. I have completed my graduation in electrical engineering in 2014, and in 2020 I have started my career in website development, and currently I am working in the company Omi Task for previously 2 years. I have worked on different technologies in this company, that is HTML5, HTML5, then CSS, CSS3. Also, I have worked on the Bootstrap 3 and 4. Then also I have experience of TypeScript, Angular, and I have worked also on the React.js. And as I have read on your website, that is which is a that is Omi Task, which is a very reputed company, and I found that the my skills, whatever I have mentioned now, are perfectly matching with your company's requirement. So I would like to get placed in your reputed company, that is Omi Task. And coming to my hobbies, uh, that is my hobby. There is no special hobby, but sometimes I listen to music for just as a refreshment. That's it, sir. Thank you.
Okay, so that's good to know. So Datta, can you just tell me about your strengths and weaknesses?
Yes, sir. I forgot in mentioning my introduction. I was to mention that things in the introduction, but thank you for asking. My strengths are the first mm, strength is the I consider, which is my strong strength. That is honesty. I am honest with myself, and especially with my work. That is I dedicating to work, and also I do hard work, and also I have done the hard work in last 2 years that I have worked in Omi Task, and also currently working there. Thank you, sir.
And what are your weaknesses?
The only weakness is there. I mention everywhere. That is, it is not related to my work or my skills, but I think it is a general. And my weakness is I get nervous while talking with the new people. Sometimes, not always.
Okay, so this is your weakness.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So why are you leaving your current company?
I'm happy with my current job and the environment in the current company, that is Umi Task. But uh, the languages or skills I have right now, I worked on that, but um, here I have now, sometimes I'm feeling that I got saturated and I'm not getting the new tasks or something challenging task here. So I think that whenever we get the new challenges or new tasks, so at that time, one have to study more and more skills, more languages in the IT industry, and that's why I'm thinking that uh, once I switch this job from this industry uh, to the industry like your Omi Task, which is a very reputed company. So I will um, I may get the new challenges or new tasks that will be on the basis of front end or back end also. So the at that time when one get the challenges or new task, one can definitely learn the newer and newer things and skills also. And that is the specialty of an IT industry, sir. Thank you.
Okay. So, Datta, can you just tell me about your means what is your passion? Can you just tell me about your passion? What you like to do?
Uh, the only passion is that, sir. I like to work in a field that will return us uh, a good salary, and the main thing as there should be the happiness while doing that work. And uh, when things get the balance in the life, so life will be easy and that will be happy for myself and for my family also.
Yes.
And
Okay.
I'm searching for such a job, and I got the job in the IT industry, and I'm feeling better for from previous 2 years while doing the work.
Okay. Means how did you change your field? Means did you have any interest or how did you develop your interest towards web development? Because you are an electrical engineer.
Yes, sir.
Yes.
um, Sir, from the engineering degree, I had a roommate who was from the computer background, and we lived in one room for 4 years. So I was observing the activities that he is doing related with his syllabus of computer engineering. And at that time, I had also joined the class of C language with the computer science background friends. And that was, and I was finding the interest in such activities, and I like the coding from that time. But in the last previous 2 years, uh, I observed that my friend is doing the work in web development, and I observed the different codings of different skills as my friend was doing the work from home in the pandemic period. So as I had the interest in degree also, and also I observed the work, actual work in the actual industrial work um, from very nearly. So I got the interest, and also I started my study uh, at self by taking some guidance from my friend. And after studying 7 to 8 months, I got placed in the OMI task. That's it, sir.
So just before you said that your weakness is you means you will get nervous when you will try to talk to the new persons or new
Yes, sir.
members that you don't know. Okay. So in a group or in a team, there are a lot of members you means you you don't know them. Okay. So
Yes, sir.
if that time you will get nervous, you are not asking or you are not sharing something about the project, okay, which is important. So that will affect the work.
Yes, sir, definitely.
Yes. So means what you will do in that situation?
Sir, I mentioned my introduction that my weakness is getting nervous sometimes. So uh, in the last two years, at the start of my joining in the OMI task, for 4 to 5 months, I got this difficulty, and after that, by getting trained at my own level, I practiced uh, such things at my own level, and I think definitely I have removed this weakness 90 to 95%, and definitely I can say here that in coming um, sometime I will remove this my weakness permanently. Thank you.
Okay. So Datta, how will you be an asset for our company?
Sir, as I mentioned in my introduction that I have worked on different skills, um, and I have worked on different skills, and definitely it may be an asset as a skilled person to your company. And also, I have mentioned that I am honest with my work and with myself. So definitely, this soft skill, or it may be a hard skill, um, directly beneficial to your company.
Okay. So Datta, here we'll start with your technical round. Okay?
Yes, sir.
Yes. So what is HTML?
HTML is the hypertext markup language which is used to design the structure of website or web application.
And what is CSS?
CSS is a cascade and style sheet which is used to style the HTML document or web page.
And what is the difference between inline elements and a block level elements?
Inline elements always start on the new line. They occupy the width equal to its content, and we can apply the margin and border only by two sides, that is from left and right side.
Margin and
Margin and border.
border.
Sorry, margin and padding, sir.
Yes.
Yes. In case of block line elements always starts on the uh, new line. The border block line elements or block type elements occupies the width equal to its parent, and we can apply the margin and padding by all the directions.
Okay. And what are the examples of that? Inline elements and a block level element.
Inline elements, we can say span, then image tag, anchor tag. These are the inline elements, and block line elements are div, section, then aside, main. These are the block level elements.
Yes. Okay. And okay. So next, what is float?
We use the float property from the CSS to arrange or float a element to the left or right. If we use the float property and give the value as left, the selected element will be floated to the left, and if we use the value right, that element will be shifted to the right.
What is the difference between text align right left and a float right left?
May you please repeat, sir?
So text align center.
Yes, sir. Yes.
Left
Yes.
right.
Yes,
Okay.
sir.
And float left right.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So what is the difference between text align and a float?
Text align, when we use the proper text align, then it will be applied only to the content of that element. And if we use the float property and give some value to it, then this property will be applied to the position of that whole element. Either it will float to the left or right.
And what is clear property?
We use the clear property of CSS, and use values that is uh, both or left or right. When you use the value to the clear as left, then that element uh, will not allow the other floated elements to its left. Suppose we use the clear property to a paragraph, then that paragraph will not allow the other floated element to its left side. And same in the case of we apply the right value to the clear. And when we use the both value to the clear, so that selected element will not allow the floated elements to its either right or left, neither on side.
So in means basically clear is used to, if we do float at left side, the text will wrap around it. Means
Yes,
the
sir.
text which is present at the bottom or after that floated element, when we float some element, the text will move to the side, or it will take the space which is empty.
Yes,
Okay,
sir.
if we do clear left, then that uh, the content will not go to that empty space.
Yes, sir.
Okay,
Behind that
yes,
floated
means
element.
if we took float left and float right, two elements, and inside that some uh, empty space is there. Okay, so if there is a text or a paragraph after that, that will take the position of that empty space.
Okay.
So when we do clear both, it will go to the bottom of that, or it will not
Okay.
wraps around it. Okay. Yes. Okay. So in how many ways we can apply CSS?
Simply, we can apply the CSS by 3 ways. The first way is uh, by using internal CSS, then inline CSS, and then we can apply the externally, that is external CSS.
Yes. And okay. Do you know positions in CSS?
Yes, sir.
So can you tell me and explain me how many positions are there, and explain me one by one?
We use the position property, and we give the values to this position property, that is sorry, sir, I don't remember.
Yes. Just tell me how many positions are there. Means I will give you a hint. Static is there. It is by
Yes, sir.
default.
Yes, sir.
So
Uh,
next,
Fixed,
correct.
then sticky,
Yes, correct.
and that's it, sir.
Okay. So you forgot the main positions. Means, so what is the difference between position relative and a position absolute?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I remember that main thing. Um, when we apply the relative as a value to this property, um, so the element who is given the property of absolute, so that element will be moved or shifted according to the element who has been given the property relative. Suppose we have given the proper property of position relative to a division, and we have given the absolute property to a paragraph in that division. So that paragraph will be moved according to that division or div tag.
And which is having the highest precedence in the CSS selectors? ID.
ID selector is the highest precedency set.
Okay. And what mean if I'm using inline CSS and the external CSS
Yes, sir.
for a same element, so which will be applied?
Definitely inline CSS will be applied.
Okay. So we'll start with the JavaScript.
Yes, sir.
So no, I have one question in CSS only. So what is the difference between pseudo elements and pseudo classes?
Pseudo classes or pseudo class selectors selects the elements on the basis of their certain states, and the pseudo elements. In pseudo elements, we use the anchor pseudo elements. Then also the other types of pseudo elements, that is nth type, nth of type, then first child, last child, etc. So these pseudo elements basically select the elements on the basis of their positions. Yes, sir. Suppose first,
which are the pseudo selectors then?
Pseudo selectors, there are anchor pseudo selectors are there. That is, we use the link, visited, then active, focus,
And which
hover.
are the pseudo classes then?
Pseudo classes, that is first child, last child, nth child, first of type, last of type, nth
And
of
pseudo
type.
elements?
Pseudo elements, that is after, before, and then first line, sorry, first letter, first line, selection.
So these are the pseudo elements.
Yes, sir.
And hover, active, focus, these are the pseudo
Anchor pseudo selectors, sir, not the elements.
classes.
Yes, sir. So basically, we use these hover, active, focus on the anchor tags. So that's why we can say anchor pseudo class.
Yes,
sir.
correct. Yes. Okay. So we'll start with the JavaScript.
Yes.
Okay. So what is the JavaScript?
JavaScript, we can say JavaScript is a world's most popular language, programming language, and JavaScript is used for a web sites or web applications to add the functionality in such websites or applications. So JavaScript also used in different websites, web applications, mobile applications also.
What are the features of JavaScript?
Yes, JavaScript JavaScript can be used for server side also for developing server side, and also for the development of client side. But mostly JavaScript is used for developing the client side, and by using the JavaScript, we can make the mobile applications, different web applications, etc.
Okay. How many types of data types are there in JavaScript?
There are two types of data types. First is a primitive data types, and another one is a non-primitive data type. In a primitive data type, we have again 5 subtypes. That is, first is number, string, boolean, null, and undefined. So these are the primitive data types. And non-primitive, we can take the example, that is object is a non-primitive data type.
Object and
May you please repeat, sir?
Object and non-primitive data types. You just told one example.
Also a function, array. These
Yes.
are the non-primitive.
Yes. Okay. So what is null?
Null stands for having no any value.
Okay. And what are the functions?
Functions basically are the block of code, of JavaScript, which is executed when we call that function or invoke that function.
So the function is a
block of code.
yes, correct.
Yes.
Written for us performing a specific task.
Yes, sir.
Yes. Okay. And what are the first class functions?
First class functions are nothing but the functions which can be stored as values. So these are the first class functions.
What is a hoisting?
Hoisting is the shifting of all the declarations to the top of a current scope, whatever it may be the scope. That is, it may be a global scope, it may be a function scope.
What is a scope?
Scope, it is the availability and accessibility of the declarations, is nothing but a scope, which determines the accessibility of the variables in the scope in the page.
How many types of scopes are there?
There are 3 types of scope in according to the ES6. That is global scope, function scope, and the block scope.
What is a block scope?
Before coming the ES6, we had only 2 types of scopes. That is functional scope and global scope.
Yes.
But
what is a
ES6
block
introduced.
scope? Yes,
sir.
In ES6, block scope is introduced.
There is a block scope.
But what is the purpose of it?
Block scope is used no, sir. I'm not remembering properly.
Okay, fine. So what is the ES6?
ES6 is the version of JavaScript launched in 2015. And in ES6, some new keywords has been included. That is new, constant and late. These are the 2 new keywords to declare the variables are included.
So what is late and const? Why
late and constants? Yeah, these are the keywords late and constants, and which behave exactly like a var keyword, which was in the versions before the ES6.
Yes, means my question is, where is there no already? So why that late and const will do?
Const, if we consider the const declaration or keyword, when we want to assign a constant value to a variable, so that value will not change if we try to change the value from that constant declaration, as it was possible in the var. So we can store the constant values which are immutable, not mutable.
Correct. And
Yes.
what is late? What is the difference between late means var and late?
So according to my knowledge, sir, there is a difference. We can access the values of var from the outside a block. But if we use the let, we can convert a simple variable to also a block. That is one type of object. So if we assign a value to by using the var, it will be just a variable. And if we use the let and assign a value to it, so that let keyword will create an object.
So, so where we are? Okay. So, what is the difference between local scope and global scope?
In a global scope, the values assigned by using the var keyword will be accessed everywhere. But in a local scope, we can access that variable only in that specific scope uh, or that function. We
And
cannot access from outside.
yes. Right. Okay. So, what is a string?
Sorry, sir.
What is a string?
String. Strings is the combination of alphabets, numbers, and special characters. Alphanumerical data.
Just string is a sequence of characters. Only characters are stored in a string.
Okay,
Yes.
sir.
What is an array?
Array is one type of object where we can store the multiple information on the basis of index numbers.
But it is not a type of object. It is having separate type, no non-primitive data types. Array is separate. Hello? Yes. Okay. Fine. So, can you tell me any 5 string methods and explain me why it is used?
String methods, sir. There are different types of string methods like concat, then slice, then index of, then character add, trim. So these are the methods of strings.
Yes. So, I will give you one example. I will tell you.
Yes, sir.
Take one string. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Create some empty spaces.
Yes,
Then
sir.
write some string I love JavaScript like that.
Yes,
Then
sir.
create some more empty spaces. Okay. And reduce that string because remove that empty spaces. And in I love JavaScript, okay, how many times E is occurring? Just take the count. Write a function which is generic. When we pass any character in the function, that will show us the count of the that occurred occurrence. Means in like Datta T. If I call a function and inside that I will pass a T, then there should be printing like T is present means 2 times like that. Count is 2. The count of T is 2 like that. Okay.
So
So if
index number, sir.
not index
Yes.
number, counts.
Counting.
One character, how many times is there in the string? Did you understood? I will tell you one more time. Okay. So take one string.
Yes, sir.
Okay. In that, how many times one character is occurring? Just print that. If I pass in my function, I will pass R. Just
Yes, sir.
in that string, how many R's are present? Just I want the count of that.
So
Yes.
Yes.
Start.
The
Yes.
function for this task, sir.
Yes. Write a function. Also logic also. Just it is a simple task. Means it
Yes, sir.
sounds difficult. If you start it, it will be easy.
Okay, sir. Hello, sir.
Yes, Datta.
Sir, please repeat the tasks. Sir.
Yes.
After
Just
I
you
have created
want
here
to.
a string. I have taken a string.
Yes. Just
Yes.
there is a no. How many times a is present in that string that you should means print that.
How many a character, sir?
Yes, a character.
So by using the function.
Yes, function for loop. What logic you want to write, you write, and just
Yeah.
yes, tell me the output.
Hello, sir. Hello, sir.
Yes, Datta. Sorry, I was on mute. Hello.
Yes,
Hello.
sir.
Yes.
Yes, sir. I
So
am not
you
remembering the
no,
logic.
it's fine. You just what you did is you have converted it into a array. Okay.
Yes, sir.
So what
Splitted
you do?
each and every word.
Yes. So what you want to do is you have to check each and every word.
Yes, sir.
So
And I
for
want to.
for checking each and every word, you have to iterate that string or iterate this array.
Yes, sir.
How we iterate an array
By
or a
using
string?
the for each.
Yes, correct. Then iterate it. Simply you will get one words every time. So there you can count it. How many
Yes.
times one word is. So you got means one characters.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So now what you just take one variable as count equals to 0 because the first we are considering count is 0 of a. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Now in for each, what you want to do is in for each.
नाही झालं, शांत बस.
Yes. So in for each, what you want to do is when
Yes, sir.
a is there, count equals to count plus 1. And then you can print count. In for each, when
I
a
have
is there
created a
of a.
count variable, sir. So
Yes.
what
So
is the next step?
yes. So in for each, you are getting all the characters.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So when you get a, just add +1 into count. Count equals to count +1. And lastly, you can print count. Did you get?
No, sir.
Okay. So at the 8th, firstly, this 11th line, cut it
Yes, sir.
and paste it at 6th line. Count. Cut it from 11th position or 11th line. Yes. Cut it from there. Control X.
What should we do next to the
Yes.
declaration, sir?
No. You declared count at the 11th
Yes, sir.
line. Yes.
Yeah.
Copy that and paste it at the 6th line. Control X. Okay. Control V. Remove from there. Yes. Now you are getting your value at the 8th line. Okay.
Yes, sir.
If value is A, if value equals to A, then count equals to count +1. Do you know if condition?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yes, write if condition in for each, inside for each. After that CL. Now you are getting your values in value. Okay.
Yes,
First
sir.
you are
So
getting I.
what should be
Then
the
L.
condition here, sir? In
If we want to print occurrence of A, so value equals to A equals to string of A. Okay, then only count equals to count equals to no, not double equals to only count plus 1 means when A is there, the if condition will be executed and your count will be +1. Now close the if condition.
count equal to count +1.
Yes, close the if condition.
Yes, sir.
And console the count here. Not here. No, not here. After the for each. 14th line. Yes. Console.log count. Yes. Remove that console at the 5th line. Fifth line. And also the console at the 8th line.
7 lines, sir.
Remove that console CL. Yes. Okay. Save and show me the output.
Yes, sir. But the 2 times.
Yes. Now at the place of A, you can take any variable and your count will be there.
Yes, sir.
No, not there.
Yes,
In
sir.
if
I am
condition.
trying.
Yes. Okay. So now you got the logic.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So Datta, here we come to the end of your technical interview.
Yes, sir.
So do you have any questions for me?
No, sir. Thank you.
Yes. So you are good in your HR round. You have to practice more in
Technical rounds.
technical. Yes.
Yes, sir.
So practice more. Okay.
Okay,
Focus
sir.
on your
Sure.
technicals. Yes. Okay. Have a good day. Bye.
Thank you, sir. Same to you.
Thank you.